Understanding the power of flexibility is key. The power of flexibility is equivalent to the power of patience, if not even more, because they both require each other in a sense, but patience requires flexibility more than flexibility requires patience. And the reason that flexibility and being flexible is so important is because shit is always changing. Things are always constantly changing in life, especially if you on a spiritual path or you're in seek of enlightenment. Because the more that you learn and the more that you know, the parameter of what you don't know only expands. Meaning the more information that you gain, the more information out there it is for you to learn. All right. So understanding that, being able to switch up and become a chameleon in your environment is so powerful, because certain things you learn that you thought you knew, that you had wrapped your mind around so hard and so strong, and it's become a part of your life, will no longer mean anything to you. It may not even be real. You know, reality is stranger than fiction. So understanding that at any moment my life could change, and being able to be ready for it, and not even be ready for it, but to be okay with not being ready for it, to be okay with not being prepared for that situation, is the most powerful thing that you can be. It's almost like guerrilla warfare. Guerrilla warfare is a military fighting style based on flexibility. They don't really run off of a set plan. You know, they have certain tactics, but they don't have a strategy. And the tactics are the the it is the properties, we'll say, to complete the strategy, right? So guerrilla warfare is based on making moves on a whim, going based on your judgment, going based on what's happening in a moment. There's no set strategy. All right, so understand how powerful being flexible is, because at any moment something in your life could change and you have to be ready for it. And you may not always be prepared for it. You have to be okay with the idea that what you're learning now and what you're experiencing now may only be relevant to this very moment, and that soon it won't mean anything. All right, so understand the power of flexibility, and learning how to get better at it just throughout your day-to-day life. The best way to practice this is to not freak out when stuff doesn't go your way, and to pay attention to what the universe is trying to show you in that moment. See, I was listening to Russ, the rapper, the other day, and he made a very interesting point. He said that being impatient is almost like a slap in the face to the universe. It's almost like telling the universe that you don't know what you're doing, and that it's not the right time, or the time needs to be now. And it's really just a big slap in the face to the universe. And you got to understand that when things don't go your way, that's just the universe working its way. Everything isn't going to be consciously relevant to you in that moment. You may not understand everything that you're going through in that one situation, but as you get through it, and as you make it all the way through, the universe will show you why you was going through that in that stage, why you needed that in that moment. So a good way to practice that is just not being in such a rush, being more patient, allowing things to work out themselves, and realizing that the situation you in and where you're supposed to be is exactly where you're supposed to be in that moment. It may not be where you want to be in that moment, but it's exactly what it's exactly where you need to be. Whether you haven't been doing good at all and you just need to learn a lesson and that's why you're there, or there may be something that you need to learn from the environment around you, or whatever it may be. Just know that wherever you are in this moment is where you're supposed to be. You just got to open your eyes and realize this is where I'm supposed to be, instead of focusing so much on the future. When you focus too much on the future, you become anxious. When you focus too much on the past, you become depressed. So focus on this moment right now. Whatever it is that you look around and you say, hey, I need to do that. Do that right now, because that's what the universe is trying to direct you. If you're waiting for something to come in, let's say some equipment broke, or you just bought something and you've been waiting on that to come in and it's not going to be here for another 2 weeks. Don't just be impatiently waiting on that to come in. Take advantage of the time and what's in front of you in that moment. One.